In a real estate team, actually, the first mistake I see, we'll talk about mistakes and what to do, is you need to have a plan, at least 2-3 years out. Like, what are you building? How big is it going to get? So you know what increments where you may have to hire a sales manager, I would tell you first. But it doesn't usually work out like that. Almost everyone that's gotten into my schedule, they happen to be good at sales. And someone said, oh, you need some showing agents, you need some buyer's agents, right? And all of a sudden they're in charge of a bunch of people, but they don't really know what to do with them or how to manage them. And they're usually still in production. So that's where the need starts to arise. So like, oh my gosh, I got more work than I can handle, but I've got a bunch of independent contractors that need a lot of attention that I don't have time to deal with them. So first would be like, I would tell you, first would be size. So I think any sales agent, sales, team lead, 3-4 agents, you can handle that on your own. As soon as you start getting to a handful of agents is when you're going to need some kind of help. But let me first describe. After all these years, I've realized there's actually 3 types of people you may want to hire here. Very different. So the first one, they all could have the sales manager, sales leader title. One is just a trainer, right? You've got some experienced agents in here. You need just to keep them on point, you keep them updated on the newest technologies or newest lead sources, and they're a trainer. They are the least expensive type to bring in. Number 2 are what I call our sales managers. Sales manager, the best example I could give you would be a manager at McDonald's. The manager at McDonald's is not reinventing the Big Mac or the fry today. Their job is to make sure everyone's following the system that team leader created. So if a team has a really good system for lead gen, lead conversion, lead follow-up, and all of that, you need a sales manager just to make sure that everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing within your system. The person most of my team seem to want is a sales leader, which is very different than a sales manager, and they cost twice as much. I'll give you some basic national numbers. You can probably get a trainer for $30,000-$40,000 a year. A sales manager, you're probably 50, 60. Sales leaders, you're probably looking at 6 figures, low 6 figures to start. And I've seen that go as high as, a couple $100,000. The difference with a sales leader is they come in and they know sales. They know how to build the process. They know how to keep the team accountable. And they also can attract more agents onto your team from a recruiting standpoint. So they're helping you grow the team, run the team, and giving you the result you're looking for with a lot less oversight from you. They come to you with ideas. The manager is always going to ask you, hey, what should I do next? Or how should I do it? The sales leader says, hey, I have an idea. If we do A, B, and C, I can see how we can increase profitability by 5 or 10%. So those are the first 3 things you need to consider is how big of an organization you're going to build and which one of those 3 people fit your need is where I would start on there. I use a company called payscale.com. If you don't know how much you should be paying these people within your marketplace, I just put in the position, the town I'm hiring in, and PayScale in the first, 5 or 6 results of Google will give me a pretty good range of what that person in your marketplace is getting somewhere else. And you want to be competitive with those rates to attract the right talent to your team would be the second thing I would look for. I'll give you something a little different, is that I find a lot of times the sales manager is here just to manage, but the key for them is ROI. I believe if you bring anyone into your organization, you have to 3x whatever you're paying them. So if you brought in a $50,000 sales manager, his goal is to increase revenue by $150,000 annually. Otherwise, I don't know why you really need that person here with you on there. The other thing that most people don't understand well is the J curve. So as soon as you don't have a sales manager, and now you think you need one, you hire one, you think your problems are solved, and they tend to say, okay, you're the sales manager, go do your thing, and I'm going to do my thing here. It is a huge mistake because you need to invest time, money, and resources in this new hire to get them where you need them to be. You need to keep them accountable. You need to keep them on track. And I see this laissez-faire a lot of times, like, okay, I checked the box. What's next? And no, you're going to actually probably work harder for a while, carry the salary you just took on for a while. before you see any results of that person. So patience, I think, is really important. Understanding that it's not you flick the switch or you cut the check and now your problems are solved. They're probably going to get tougher for a while until this person gets developed into your organization there. So size, and then I'll give you one more in relationship. So I'd said maybe about a handful of agents is when you're going to start needing that first sales manager type role. And then as it grows, if you choose to grow a bigger organization, say plus 30, 40, the setup I see that works best there is you have the sales manager, then a sales trainer under them. Like they're training those new agents that are coming in. Sales manager is getting the current agents more productive on there, because it's very hard to have one person managing over 40 people, especially the independent contractors. So that's another big model. I've noticed you're going to need that second person just to keep all those new agents trained up, run the training, so the sales manager can do the one-on-one meetings and the higher level, higher skilled work with those existing agents on there, if you decide to build a bigger organization on there. So that's kind of my 2 cents on sales managers and kind of, what when you should start thinking about them and to get started.